So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming here today. And today, first of all, I would like to say that I'd like to invite you. Let's go through your life. The life that you spent since you were born. Let's go through your life, what you have been doing as a human being. And is that the thing that you have to do as a human being? Let's analyze it. Because the title of today's sermon is The Great Deception. Am I right? Yes? So the great deception means, ladies and gentlemen, that deception means it's a perception, but it's a deception. That perception is a deception. So ladies and gentlemen, from here onwards in this room, what we are going to do, we are going to analyze our life story. We are going to analyze our life since we were born with a different lens, rather than the lens that everybody sees. You are going to get new perspectives. You are going to understand the life in a different angle, a different point of view. Because that's how it changed my life. I was like you just 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I was same like you. I was like you, wearing these trousers and wearing these t-shirts and trousers with lab coats. I was doing my research in Australian National University, as 𝗗𝗃𝗧 mentioned. So, but suddenly, because of a teacher, he showed me a way to think about our life in a different angle. As a result of that, it changed my life. So I want you to think about in that angle, see through that lens, then you will find something very interesting, something very meaning to your life. Then you can come out from the great deception that you are living in. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to do that, my ask of you is, let's be honest. Let's be honest and be open-minded. Then and then only you can understand what I wanted to convey to you. If you can connect with me, not through faces, not through sound, but through your mind and my mind, then you will understand what I want to explain to you. In order that to happen, ladies and gentlemen, we have to connect using our Bluetooth connections. What is our connection? Bluetooth connection. So our Bluetooth connection here is what? Facial expressions, voice. So this is the connection between your mind and my mind. The connection that we can establish here using our facial expressions, the way we express, the way we explain, and the sound, then the voice. Right? So through this, we are going to connect with your mind. I'm going to connect. So don't worry, I'm not going to hypnotize you. Right? Don't think like that. I'm not going to hypnotize you, but what I'm going to do is to dig into your mind and to clean your mind. We can do that by showing you the reality. So ladies and gentlemen, since you were born, you have been looking at the outside world using your mind, aren't you? You are using your mind to see what's going on in the outside. That means there's an outside world. This is the world, the world, this Sri Lanka and USA and all these things are there. right? So you are living in on top of this land. So you have an eye. You are looking at the outside world. From your eyes, you are taking decisions based on what you receive through your eyes, through your brain. So your mind is after the eye, isn't it? Your mind should be not before the eye. Your mind exists after the eye. Do you understand this? Whatever that exists here, it has to come through your eyes and to the brain and then to the mind. Okay. Don't ask the question, where's the mind? Don't ask the question, where's the mind? Because right now you are using mind to understand the outside world. So how can you see your mind? It's like this. I don't know whether you understand this. I'll explain. It's like this. You know that there's most of the vehicles today that they have this malfunction detection system. So you have vehicles, you have like computers that detects the tire pressure and oil level and all these things, right? So what happens if there's a malfunction in the malfunction detection system? Who to check it? How does that happen? How can, if there's a malfunction in the malfunction detection system, how that can be detected? Do you understand that? So this is what exactly happened to us, ladies and gentlemen. We have a mind, but this mind has a malfunction, but we don't know that there's a malfunction. As a result of that, we always think the way that we feel is the reality. The way that we see is the reality. The way that we experience is the reality, but that reality is always hijacked by a viral system. Or we can say it's like bacteria infected with a virus, right? When, let's say there's a bacteria, this bacteria got infected with a virus. Right? So this is the virus. You know what? This virus attacked to the bacterias. In the bacteria you have antiviral defensive system. Inside the bacteria, let's say that bacteria contains an antiviral detection system or antiviral defensive system, like we have immune system. Think about this virus attack to that system and inhibit that system by detecting that virus as an external agent. So if that is the case, now this bacteria doesn't know there's a virus within the bacteria, because bacteria has a antiviral defensive system, and this virus got attacked to that antiviral defensive system and blocked detecting that virus as a virus. Do you understand my analogy? Because of this, ladies and gentlemen, now what happened here, this bacteria doesn't know that there's a virus. Bacteria thinks he is okay. Virus is living in the bacteria and ruining all the systems, and bacteria have no idea what happens to the bacteria. This is exactly what happened to our minds. That's why I told you, I mentioned this sermon session as the great deception, because our perception has an infect. It's an infectious, it's been infected with a virus. Thanks to our teachers, thanks to the wisdom that I received from my teacher, I realized, oh my God, this is exactly what we have to do. As a human being, the human beings have a special ability to think and reflect about its own mind. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, you have that ability, but you are not using that ability. everybody, since they were born, they were looking at the outside rather than thinking about the inside. Yes.
Yeah, something interesting about the mind and the senses, and that is we're always living in the past because it takes time for that image to pass through our nervous system
Yes.
to get to our brain. And we think we're living in the present,
Present.
but actually what we're seeing and hearing and sensing has already occurred by the time we're conscious of it.
Let's see, because I know that you came here because you are interested about these things, right? So you will understand exactly what I want to convey to you, ladies and gentlemen, because you have an interest about these things. That's why you came here. It's your merits, it's your faith, if you believe, I don't know, right? That's why you came here. Let's see. Definitely, what you said is correct. So, ladies and gentlemen, now our minds are there. Our minds are detecting what actually happens in the outside, but that mind got infected with a virus. That mind doesn't know that there's a virus living within the mind. Got it? Right? That's why, ladies and gentlemen, right now, you are looking at 𝗘𝗃, you can call me 𝗘𝗃 or Bhante. You are looking at someone that exists in the outside, isn't it? Where are you looking at? Your front. You are living within your body, and through your eyes, you are looking at something that exists in front of you, isn't it? This is what you feel. This is the way you feel. Right? Towards the end of the session, you will find that's not true. I'm going to turn you upside down. not using, physically, with your perception. Let's try to understand this, ladies and gentlemen. This is the only thing that you have to understand. You have to reflect when you come to this world. This is the first thing you have to learn. Since you were born, we have been doing all the other things, ladies and gentlemen, except reflecting about ourselves, about our mind, about how we perceive things. Without your perception, ladies and gentlemen, you have no idea what goes around the world, what happens in the world. Your world is your perception. The world that manifests in front of you is your perception, but you don't know that is the perception. For 35 years of my life, I've been doing science. I was a researcher with biochemistry and biophysics, and I was doing all these things. But because of my teacher, because of the teacher that I met, he changed me upside down. He changed me, the way I feel, the way I think. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the solution for all the stress, anxiety, depression, addictions in this world. I had a lot of addictions. I had stress. I've experienced a lot of stress. Depression was there. Now I don't. It's not because that I get free food. It's not because of that, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm happy. The thing is, I don't have to do anything to be happy. The difference between you and me, you have to do something to be happy. But for me, I don't have to do anything for my happiness. Remember, 3 years ago, I was like you. I was keep doing things to be happy. Let's see. Did you get this point clear? So, ladies and gentlemen, shall I allow you to ask questions after the session? Towards the end?
You're in charge.
Yeah.
I think.
Is it okay? Yeah. So this is what you have been doing. Since you were born, you have been searching for this experience. Smiley face. All the advertisements ended up in this face. If they recommend you a product, how do they recommend? Let's say I'm a brand ambassador. So I have to be smile. I have to show my smile, right, to the camera using that product. For example, when I was small, I want to do exercise. And then, that telecine marketing or something like, as seen on TV or something that we in Sri Lanka, I grew up in Sri Lanka, so we had something like that. Then one occasion I saw that advertisement, like some exercise machine, that someone is doing exercise with a smiley face. And he has, the muscles grown up, and then this is my target, right? So you can do that exercise with a smiley face. That was the originally advertisement, how they show it. So what I did, in order to be happy, now I have to buy what? That exercise machine. That was my expectation. Now what I did, I asked my mom and father, right? I convinced them, that because of that we don't have this exercise machine, I have this problem. If I have this exercise machine, I will be very smart and handsome looking, because of now it looks like barrel shape. My body looks like barrel shape. Because of that, I don't have exercise machine. So I convinced my mom and dad. So if I buy it, if you can give me, then I can be happy. I'm not telling my story, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling your story. Go back to your life and you can understand what I'm telling. Right? This is how you convince your parents to buy something you want. Got it? Huh? Now what happened, ladies and gentlemen? So my dad and my mom gave me, and they gave me some rupees to buy that thing, and then it came. You had to order. It was delivered. Then interesting thing happened, ladies and gentlemen. I started doing exercising. So first thing, I had to buy some clothes to exercise. So we bought it. We started doing exercise. After 1 week, I realized, ladies and gentlemen, that man was faking. In the advertisement, that he was happy doing exercise, but I felt like I'm tired and sweating. I can't do it anymore. You got it? Now what happened, ladies and gentlemen? I stopped doing exercise, and after 1 week or 2 weeks, my mother started hanging clothes on the exercise machine. Until I go to the university, it was there. I never used that. That was my mother's cloth hanging. When she washed clothes, she used that exercise machine to hang clothes until it dries out. Do you have such kind of, not exercise machine, you have that kind of experience, ladies and gentlemen? You can see so many things in the outside world. People are recommending, if you want to be happy, you can buy this product, you can serve this product, you can get this product, and then you think, okay, if I wanted to be happy, what I have to do? Let's go and buy that thing. This was your story. Those days when we were small, we had all the school, like in the children, among the children, we had this, we used pencils at the beginning of the grade 1, and everybody had this eraser, looks like an apple. Those days we had apple eraser, right? So everybody had apple eraser, and one occasion one person brought a eraser square, like shape of the square, like the rectangular, right, shape, eraser with some, it's prestigious looking eraser, and he was showing that eraser to the others and say, And now, what happened to our minds now? He is happy because of that eraser. Now we are looking for this, isn't it? Now because of that, our minds start to experience some agitation, suffering. We thought we are suffering. This is what I felt. I'm suffering right now. I'm under pressure because I don't have that eraser. So instead of thinking about how this suffering manifests in our mind, what I did, again I went to my parents and convinced them that I have to buy this eraser to pass the exams or whatever that is for the school. It's something very essential. I don't know, I can't remember. This is my made up story. I thought, I think I can remember what I said, but I said like this, you know, that eraser make dust, lot of dust. So if I buy that one, this one it's very like, you don't have to clean lot. So after you erase something, so like it save time, you can convince. So then my parents gave me that eraser. I'm happy. When I went to the school, then he is now unhappy, because now everybody has the same eraser that he had. The other day he brought what? Another pencil which can change the tips. You don't have to use a cutter, because he is rich, right? Now what happened to us? Our happiness went down because of what? Now we don't have a pencil with that you can change the tips. Do you have this kind of, not pencils, not erasers, ladies and gentlemen? You have similar life. You had a life like this, ladies and gentlemen. This is your ground state. Time to time you come here and then you go back to. The moments that you have experienced this is very transient. You cannot keep this state in your mind. Most of the time you are under vexed, you are under pressure, you are in search of happiness. You want to be happy. You are searching for that. You are looking for that. You are trying to find it out by using pieces, different pieces. You can see in the world, people do so many hobbies, activities. Why? So many sports. Why? To feel satisfaction, to feel happy. You can see so many cuisines, so many variations. Mexican style, Chinese style, Colombian style, that style, this style. To make you happy, to make you feel happy. Can you see everywhere? You can see so many shops. So many variations, vivid variations. People recommend so many things. If you want to be happy, buy this, buy this, buy that, buy this. People recommend things. Let's say someone, one of your friends recommends something to you, then what happens to you? After they recommend, you go back to here. Now you're looking for that. You're searching for that. You're looking YouTube reviews. Open box? No. Box out? No. Unboxing. Unboxing videos. Reviews. You check Google reviews. The more you search, more you think about it, the more you feel pressure. Then you come to a level that you can't tolerate that pressure. You go and buy it. The moment you buy it, you feel the epiphany. Whew. Remember the moment that you buy your first smartphone? How did you feel? After 1 week, what happened? Do you feel the same happiness with the smartphone? If you felt the same happiness constantly, if your happiness is something like constantly exist, then you won't buy another phone, ladies and gentlemen. You will buy if that phone got broke. If that phone dies or something, battery has died, okay, then you will buy another one. But according to the research, I'm not marketing anything, according to the research, ladies and gentlemen, when they introduce next phone, let's say iPhone 16 is there, and then when they introduce iPhone 17, who are the people in the queue? Right? They have iPhone 16. They want to upgrade. That's fine. I'm telling about, my question here is, why? Why? Behind that, you are in search of happiness always. Ladies and gentlemen, our lives are always, we feel the unsatisfaction always. We are searching for satisfaction. We are looking for satisfaction. We are in search of peace from pieces. Because of that, you can't rest in peace. Because you are searching for pieces. You think these products can make you feel happy. These entities that you can see, these products, different things that you can see around you can make you happy. This is a wrong idea, ladies and gentlemen. This is where all the delusion starts. This is what we think since we were born. We have a wrong idea in our minds, ladies and gentlemen. What you see around can make you happy. What are the things that you can see around can make you happy? Let's go back to your house. Let's enter through your doors. What you can see around. These are the things that make you happy, ladies and gentlemen. Once upon a time, when you were in another one's house, they recommend you, okay, I brought this from somewhere. Then what happened to you? You thought, oh, it's beautiful, it's nice. After that, your mind starts vexing. Your mind starts to feel pressure. You felt the void. You felt some vacuum in your mind. If you can buy that, if you can bring that to your house, then you will be comfortable. You will be happy. This is the very reason. After 1 month later, what happened? That product came to your house. Not because of actually you need it, ladies and gentlemen, because you want it. People are losing their time and money because of their wanting, not because actually they need it. We don't live for our purpose, ladies and gentlemen. We have no idea what is the purpose of our life. You know, this bottle has a purpose. Someone has invented this bottle for a purpose, to hold water. This clock is there to show the time, even though it's not showing time right now. This clock has a purpose. The things that you can see around you has a purpose. This lighter cannot make you happy, ladies and gentlemen, but it can create what? It can generate flame. There's a purpose. Day-to-day life, everyday life, you have these needs. These needs. You need things. To keep your life, to keep the boat afloat, you need things. You need something to eat. You need somewhere to sleep. You need something to wear. You need some medicines. These are the 4 requisites you need as a human being. But are you living with those needs, or do you have wantings? Wantings means you have urgeness, you have voids, you have vacuum in your minds to buy so many things to make you feel comfortable. I'm not asking you to reduce. I'm not talking about minimalism. I'm not talking about living with less things. I'm not talking about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about the intention behind your mind. Intention. What is the intention? Why have you done that? Everything, every incident, everything that we have done, every action that we have taken so far, ladies and gentlemen, since we were born, we took that action to make us feel happy, satisfied. You eat for your satisfaction. You drink for your satisfaction. Your mind wants a satisfaction, but because of that, mind eats burger. So mind wants a satisfaction. Because of that, mind is asking to eat burger. So you go and eat burger. The tummy gets burger. Mind gets nothing. That moment that you eat that food that you love, you feel what? A transient happiness, and after that you go back to the pressure mode. That's why you experience happiness. After that, what happened? You change the course, and now you're doing another thing. That's why it's a nice saying, the grass is always green on the other side. Grass is always green on the other side because we have always our targets. We achieve that, we feel satisfaction, and then we need another target. Always to be continued, ladies and gentlemen, until you die. The thing is, at your dying, at your deathbed, ladies and gentlemen, you won't be satisfied. Die and see. Die and see. I have seen so many people who are suffering in their deathbed. They are thinking about what they have done in the past. But ladies and gentlemen, they haven't done anything for their suffering. They haven't done anything throughout their life to the problem in the mind. They haven't found the happiness. They were always in search of happiness. I'm talking to you, ladies and gentlemen, right now because you are not at your dying deathbed. You can still do something to change. You have a life, you are living right now, you can understand what I'm explaining to you. If you can't rest in peace right now, and how can you confirm that you will rest in peace after you die? You can't rest in peace, ladies and gentlemen. You're trying to find rest from pieces, different pieces. That's the problem. That's the problem with your life, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to think. I'm not talking about a religion, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not talking about Buddhist philosophy. I'm not talking about Buddhism. I'm talking about the truth. Because there's only one truth exists in this world. That's the truth that sets you free. That's what Jesus has said. Truth will set you free. You need to understand the truth. You have to invest your life and you have to invest your time to find the truth. And also don't think that I'm blaming you, okay? Because I told you, right? I'm talking to your mind, not to you. So this is the style that I speak. So don't feel that Swaminatha is offending us. No. You can't feel the compassion and loving kindness that I have towards you, ladies and gentlemen. It's greater than your mom's love. I can love everybody without any conditions. Even though you scold at me, I don't feel anything. I'll try to help you. You can't agitate my mind. That is the unconditional happiness that I can project towards you. Thanks to our teachers, thanks to the philosophy, thanks to the wisdom that I received from our great teachers. You came here to experience that reality. Have you seen Matrix movie? You all are Neos and I am the Morpheus here. See, bald head, but I don't have that glass. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back, let's go through this. You have been experiencing this, ladies and gentlemen, but the thing is, you don't know that. Let's think about every time you felt satisfaction, every time you felt, the moment that you felt satisfaction, the happiness, pleasure, peace, feel comfortable, all the time, just before that moment, you had pressure. You're experiencing pressure to the maximum just before the moment you felt satisfaction. Think about the moment you buy something that you really, really love, how did you felt? How did you feel? Were you super cool, or you were now, yeah, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to buy it. Let's say somebody is going to give, let's say when you receive a gift from your mom, right? She said, okay, I'll bring you. Now you're waiting. You're checking your phone what time that she comes. You are not rest in peace, ladies and gentlemen. That moment you are to the maximum. Your mind is agitated at that moment. You are expecting freedom from your mom. Freedom from that pressure that you feel. Let's say somebody said that, okay, let's go to a restaurant. Let's say you have a date with someone. I don't know whether you may have in future. Let's say. When she said, okay, I'll come and I'll meet you at 9 o'clock. 8:55 a.m. Were you happy, or were you looking for? I still remember, ladies and gentlemen, when I was at university, somebody, one of my friend, recommend a girl showing, hey, I think she is matching for you. You know what happened? I said, You know what? You are right. After that moment, ladies and gentlemen, after that moment, the picture that I showed, the person that I show, right? Before that, I didn't feel any problem, right? When he recommended me, and when I took that point of view to my mind, next moment onwards, I'm searching for her. Where is she? Whether she has someone, whether she has another boyfriend. I'm looking for that now. I didn't have this kind of problem before, just before that he recommended. Then we share the phone numbers, and what happened after that? I send a message. Now I'm waiting. Waiting game started for a reply. If she replied, the first reply I received, woo! I was showing to my friend, hey, I got it. That text message made me felt happiness. It made me feel happy. But just before I received it, was I happy, or I was suffering? I was suffering. My mind is not at peace. My mind is looking for the reply. So when I apply to my PhD positions, so I wrote emails every day night in Sri Lanka. We wrote this PhD, do you have PhD positions, to all the supervisors. Now the following day, I'm expecting reply emails right? When I receive the notification, ding, right? You know how fast I'm taking the phone, right? Why? Whether that got accepted or not, to check it. Just moment before, ladies and gentlemen, I was suffering. And when I take the phone out and look at that, in that moment, let's say, shall we have a meeting? Your proposal looks very great. You know, that wording, when I received that, I felt so happy. You have such kind of experiences in your life, ladies and gentlemen. You have this. I'm not talking something that I experience. This is what everybody experiences. When I was doing my PhD, my supervisor gave me a project which was about Zika virus. So we completed that project within 8 months, and now we were celebrating. And that time we were celebrating in a pub, having a beer, not like this, okay, before becoming a monk. And then he was asking, what's next? Then I said, don't think about what's next. Let's celebrate this. No, you have to reflect about what's next. That's what his answer. Ladies and gentlemen, when you think about what you're going to do next, you start again pressure. The pressure start manifesting in your mind. When you have expectation, when you have something to do in the next moment, then you're running after that, you're looking after that, you're waiting for that. As you said, sir, then you can't live in the present moment, because you are living in the past. You are expecting something in future. Now, this is the game. Nobody reflect about how they feel happiness. Nobody think about how do we feel happiness? What is the sense of happiness that we experience? Because when we buy the phone, when we get that email, when we get that text message, we feel that epiphany or pleasure. We feel the relief, happiness. Is it a happiness, or is that perception is a happiness perception, or would that be a deception? Ladies and gentlemen, that's where the point is. Remember I told you, just before the moment you felt happiness. Let's draw a graph. This is your mental pressure. This is your mental pressure. And this is the time. So I'm a scientist, right? I use this graph all the time. This is the mental pressure you feel, and this is the time. Remember that one of my friends recommended me, that girl is matching for you. In that moment, what happened? Before that, I was at peace. I didn't have any problem with that lady. Freedom. I was free. Now what happened? After the moment that recommend, the pressure starts to grow up. Now I think about it, think about her. I talk about with him, her, about her, about with him. The more I discuss, the more I feel pressure. Whether then you can see that you can say that song, 𝗘𝗃𝗧, whatever will be, will be. The future is not ours to see, 𝗘𝗃𝗧. So you have this uncertainty. You don't know the insurance. You have no insurance that whether she will accept your invitation, your application. So now what happened? Now your pressure increase. You know, the moment that I got her number and sent a text message, now the rate of pressure increased a lot. Got it? When I received the first text message, ladies and gentlemen, "Hi, how are you?" You know, that moment, this pressure reduces. The moment that I received the text message, that pressure reduced drastically. You know, the reduction of pressure we felt as happiness. This is the delta E. Remember those things that we learned. The difference between the energy, the pressure level here and the level here. That difference that you felt as what? Whew. Actually, it's not happiness, ladies and gentlemen. It's a relief. But you feel, your perception told you, you are happy. But in reality, it's not a perception, it's a deception, ladies and gentlemen, because it's not happiness, it's a reduction of pressure. So this can be substituted with saying what? Reduction of mental pressure. It's not happiness. You know, that text message doesn't have any components to make you happy. The text message is made out of what? Those days we had these small Nokia phones. Remember that, you know, the black color screen, black and white screen. It's made out of electrons, protons, neutrons. These electrons, which electron make you happy? Do you think electrons has an agenda to make you happy? Protons has an agenda to make you happy? They have an agenda to make you happy? Protons, electrons, protons, neutrons, do they have an agenda to make you happy, or they are just electrons, protons, neutrons, and electrons, protons, neutrons? How about these things? What are the components here? Okay, have you done science? Have you learned science a little bit? Have you learned that everything is made out of atoms? Atoms are made out of electrons, protons, neutrons. Okay, can we come to a conclusion that this is a bunch of electrons, protons, neutrons arranged in a particular arrangement way? This is also a bunch of electrons, protons, neutrons arranged in a particular way. So what is the difference between this and this? Just the arrangement, ladies and gentlemen. There's no electron that belongs to a lighter. There's no electrons that belongs to a duster. Do you think that these electrons are angry with these electrons? You go away, you're from a lighter. I'm duster's electrons, and we are so proud, and we are lighter's electron. Do you think that they have this kind of arguments? Squirrels? No, they are just, even these electrons doesn't know that they made a lighter. You are telling this is a lighter. This fridge doesn't know it's a fridge. This chair doesn't have an agenda to become a chair. None of these electrons, protons, neutrons have an agenda to become a chair. You can see so many books around there. All these books are same. Everything is an aggregation of energy. Energy aggregated in different patterns, different arrangement. Do you think they can make you happy? What do you like, cupcake or butter cake? But do you know that cupcake is also made out of the same dough? It's only the difference in the shape. What do you like, pizza or spaghetti? You know what? Carbohydrate, protein, lipids are there. Spaghetti also carbohydrate, protein, lipids. In reality, ladies and gentlemen, there's no true difference between anything in this world. It's your mind is keep telling you, no, 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 it's a different thing, that's another thing. No, no, no. There's no things in this world, ladies and gentlemen. We'll discuss deeper. I'm taking you through a journey, if you can come through. These things doesn't have an agenda to make you happy, because these are same energy. Can you think about, like, just reflect, this has some energy aggregation like this, electrons, protons, neutrons, and this is also an aggregation, electrons, protons, neutrons. And how about in the middle, between? Air is also made out of same energy. The level of aggregation is low, level of aggregation is high, level of aggregation is high. The level of aggregation is high here, the level of aggregation is high. But in the middle, the level of aggregation is low, but it's made out of same energy. This is what Einstein have found. Einstein explained, matter has a relationship with energy. And he developed an equation, E equals mc squared. Matter and energy has a relationship. Energy doesn't have a separation. Matter is actually aggregation of energy. All the atoms are empty. Atoms doesn't have any thing there. It's aggregation of energy. Electron is not electron.
Library patrons, the time is now 7:32. Just a reminder that the library is closing in 28 minutes at 8 o'clock. If you're on a tablet computer, the computers will automatically shut down 10 minutes before closing. Again, we're closing in approximately 27 minutes. Thank you.
Do you have to stop? No. We are good? What time we
have till 9:30.
Okay, no. We advertise 6:30 to 8. I usually do these things. We usually do these things for one day, like it's a 1-day retreats, 3-day retreats. Now this is only just introduction to welcome you all. If you want to follow this, ladies and gentlemen, I can show you to the depth that we have been indoctrinated with all these wrong ideas by the system, by the society. No one knows what is the truth, what is the reality. Everybody is deceived. Blinds leads blinds. No one knows what actually happens. I'm telling the truth, ladies. It's not something that I don't have any expectation from you, whether you understood or not. I'm here to explain the truth, that's it. This is what I found, not by myself, because of our teachers. Wisdom cannot be transferred through knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. Knowledge and wisdom is two different things. Wisdom is something that you have to find by yourself with the help of a teacher. Knowledge can be transferred through books. Wisdom can't be transferred through books. Wisdom can only be transferred through mind to mind. It's peer-to-peer transaction. Mind to mind. Wisdom can be only transferred by listening and reflecting. This is what you're doing right now here. If I write down this on a book, if you read it, you won't feel what I feel. Right now you are in front of me, you are connected with me, your mind and my mind resonate each other. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, you feel something. This is in the Buddhist textbook, you can understand, you can find these things as noble association, noble friends, association of nobleness. That's why Jesus had said, "Come to me, those who are weary and burdened, I shall give you the rest and peace." Nobody knows what Jesus found, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus had a good thing. He tried to explain a deep concept. If you read the Bible with this wisdom, with this understanding, you will find in the Bible, in the Bhagavad Gita, in Taoism, every religion is talking about the same thing. Have you seen energy? Have you seen energy? Energy?
Energy?
No. You haven't seen energy, right? You can't see energy. You can see form of energy. Different forms, different aggregation levels. You can see fridge and light and everything like electricity. It's a formations of the energy. Can energy be transferred through? Can energy be destroyed? Can energy be created? No, right? Have you seen God? Have you seen God? No, God? No. Can we create God? Can we destroy God? No. Don't you feel the same pattern? You can see God in everywhere. You can see energy in everywhere. When you truly understand this, you will understand all the religions are talking about the same thing. It's a logic. It's not a belief. We have to go through that. When you read between the lines, then you will find the meaning. You have to delve to. If you read from the surface, you will find some fancy meanings. In the Bible it says, "Blessed are those who mourn, they shall be comforted." How can you say a person who mourns is blessed? It's contradictory. If you are living with comfortable life, then you are blessed. According to the Bible it says, "Blessed are those who mourn, they shall be comforted." There's a deeper meaning behind this, ladies and gentlemen. If you truly love Jesus, okay, I will show you who is Jesus. It's not something you can believe what you believe, ladies and gentlemen. The truth is the truth. You just have to find it out. That's the way to love everyone. That's the way to love your neighbor. He said that. Love your neighbor. Love thy neighbor. Yes, you can love your neighbor. But how? How do you love your neighbor when you have expectation for you? Can you love someone without any conditions? You know, all the relationships have two-way conditions. I scratch your back, you scratch my back. If I scratch your back the way I want, if you scratch my back the way I want, then I say, I love you. If I scratch your back the way you want, then you say, I love you. Your expression of love is always conditioned by your expectations. Ladies and gentlemen, your expectations build this pressure, and then what happens? When you receive it, the pressure reduces. The mind feels, ooh, now I am experiencing happiness. Ladies and gentlemen, mind didn't experience happiness. That's the deception. That's the deception. No one experiences happiness, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody experiences their own reduction of the mental pressure as a happiness. You know what happened? When you feel pleasure, when you feel happiness, you recommend to others. You know what? This is good. Then after that, that person is also start vexing for that. Blind leads blind. Then when he buy that product, he also feel what? Whew, you are right, my friend. Then he also recommend to his friend. This is a vicious cycle, ladies and gentlemen. Society needs this profound teaching. Society needs this. Everybody needs this. That's why they have this. You can see people consume a lot in this world. You can't satisfy with whatever you have. You are thinking about tomorrow's food. But Jesus said, ask for daily bread. You will receive it. We have fridge in our house for our tomorrow. Mother Nature is very fair for everyone. Mother Nature have given everything for everybody. When we try to accumulate and hold things for our tomorrow, then you are taking someone else's today's need, today's things. As a result of that, you will feel the difference between the things that people have. Some people doesn't have some much, other people have lot. Because of the attraction, because of the hoarding, because of the expectation, because of the suffering, because of the void, mental pressure that everybody experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, the happiness that we experience is not a happiness. The pleasure that we experience is not pleasure. It's a reduction of pressure. It's a release of pressure that we perceived as happiness. We felt as happiness. We felt as satisfaction. That satisfaction is not satisfaction. It's a reduction of mental pressure. It's a reduction of what we felt, the pressure that we felt. Do you understand this? Clear? If you didn't understand, I'll give an example. When you have a headache, you take a Panadol, isn't it? When you have a headache, you take a Panadol. When you take a Panadol, or paracetamol, whatever, I don't know. Is it a band name? I don't know. Huh? Tylenol here. Tylenol here. Okay, anything. Tachipirina in Italy. What is it? Tylenol. When you take Tylenol, what happens?
The pressure goes down.
You feel better. Is that better, or that is the reduction of headache?
Reduction of a headache.
But you felt as what? Better. You know, Tylenol can't give you better if there's no pressure, if there's no headache. But you think Tylenol makes you happy, Tylenol makes you better. No. It's because of your headache that you felt the reduction. Otherwise, you won't feel a reduction. Okay, right? If you don't have headache right now, take a Tylenol. Would you feel better? No. That means Tylenol can't do anything to make you feel pleasure, better. Tylenol in the presence of headache, that's true. Reduction of pressure, reduction of headache, you felt as better. This is the deception, ladies and gentlemen. This is the wrong idea that we had. We had this wrong idea since we were born. You're looking for something, you're under pressure. When you receive that, relief. And after that, you hook onto that project, that thing. You said, this makes me happy. Okay, I love this. I want this. I take this to my home. I'll live with that. Then you become the security guard for that. You become the protector, you are the crier, and you are the guardians. You pay mortgages as well. I don't know this, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? Realizing this make me feel so happy, ladies and gentlemen. Only realization. That's why Jesus said truth will set you free. When you realize, that realization make you free. That is the way to be happy. It's not way to be happy. That is the happiness. Happiness is the realization, ladies and gentlemen. Happiness is not coming from things. Happiness comes within. Inner peace comes within. Peace comes within, not from pieces from the outside. This is the wrong idea that we have. All our minds are infected with ignorance. Shall I erase this? As I said earlier, our minds are infected with ignorance. Ignorance leads to the attachment. That leads to the suffering. Ignorance means not knowing the truth, not knowing the reality. Ignorance means not knowing what actually happens here. Not realization. When you realize the truth, what you are doing is you are killing the ignorance. By listening to this, what you are doing is you are tapping to the ignorance. You are touching to the ignorance. You are decreasing the level of ignorance. As a result of that, the level of attachment goes down. As a result of that, now you are not under pressure. Then and then only, ladies and gentlemen, your mind will be at neutral. Nobody can make you feel pressure. Nobody can recommend you a product. They can recommend, you won't feel it like I need to buy it. If you really need it for your life, like to your essentials, then you will buy it. Then you will live for your purpose. Then you know that you won't need that much of money to live. You need so much of money, ladies and gentlemen, because of your wanting, not because of your need. When I live my lay life as a researcher and become a monk, my wife and back then my wife, we both went to our monastery, and we were cleaning our house. You know, I had 12 pair of shoes. I had only 2 legs. And he had 16 pair of shoes. Imagine the life that we spent. Because when you saw something, you have the vexation, you go buy it. You bring it to home. Sometimes you will find, ladies and gentlemen, some clothes that you can't remember that you bought it. Go back to your wardrobes and you will find some clothes. I found it. It's like a treasure hunting. But the thing is, at the end of the day, let's say you pass away right now, you don't have anything. No. Ladies and gentlemen, when we were doing our PhD, we were playing, there's the Monopoly. Monopoly, have you played that game? The dice, Monopoly. So we build houses and we buy land, and sometimes we rob the bank. When someone is arguing each other, we rob the bank. Like we spend hours and hours, right? Some people get richer and richer and richer, build hotels, and now they have to pay the someone who comes there to pay extra rent, right? So we build that, and after that what happens? Everything goes back to the same box and you leave. What have you done for that 3 hours? You have wasted your life. That's Monopoly. How about this real Monopoly game that we play? We came empty-handed. We use our life to earn so many things, accumulate, hold, so many. Now you are so rich. But when you leave, you go empty-handed. You won't take tuppence worth of thing out of your life when you leave, ladies and gentlemen. Shall I tell you a secret? Since you are going without completing your business, you will come back again and you will do the same thing. Die and see, you will find.
Good evening, library patrons. The time is now 7:50, and the library is closing in 10 minutes at 8 o'clock. If you have any items you'd like to check out, please start taking them to the circulation desk. And just a reminder to please collect your devices from the mobile charging station if they are in there before closing. Thank you so much.
That's what's going to happen to you. When you leave, you won't take a tuppence worth of thing and you will go empty-handed. You came empty-handed, you go empty-handed. You have wasted your life. Human life, ladies and gentlemen. You are wasting your human life. If you have a dog's life, then dogs doesn't have any way to find it out. But you have a good opportunity right now. You have a human mind. You can see, you can teach, you can listen, you can reflect about yourself. So you have that opportunity to reflect about what actually happens to your mind. You have that ability to get rid of the ignorance. Dog doesn't have that ability. Once you become a dog, then you lose the ability. I want to save you, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we came here. I want to save you. I want to help you. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about the truth. You can understand so many things. You can learn so many things in this world, about this world, ladies and gentlemen. But it will be a waste of time. You know, when we were small, we learned logarithm. We learned derivative equations to solve. Are you using them right now to living? You have studied history. Are you using them to cook your bread, to make your bread? Since we were born, the system has developed to waste our lives. So we have been doing that. We have been going that journey, thinking that we will find the true happiness. No one. Go and ask from Elon Musk. He's here, right? In USA. He lives here, right? Yes. Go and ask from Elon Musk whether he's happy. No. He will say, I want to do this to make me happy. Because it's happiness, it's not happiness, ladies and gentlemen. Because of the ignorance, then attachment arises in the mind, and then suffering or mental pressure arises in the mind. Then you do action to get rid of the pressure. As a result of that, you feel deception. This is the equation. Simply say, this is the deception. Because of the action, so what are the components? Ignorance, attachment, suffering, and then action. You perform an action to bring that thing to your life. As a result of that, you experience the deception. You don't feel it as a true perception. You don't realize what is the truth. Because that's where you think, that thing can make me happy. That thing can bring me happy. You know what? This deception powers the ignorance again. This is the starting point of all addictions. Why? You are now addicted. You are now creating a dependency. This is the suffering that leads to depression and anxiety. This is the true cycle of your mind. This is the infectious cycle. This is the virus I was talking about in the beginning. Ignorance is our enemy, ladies and gentlemen. Ignorance is our enemy. We have to fight against ignorance. We have to fight against our ignorance in our minds. It's your duty, it's your responsibility not to look after your kids, not to look after your parents, not to look after your husband and wife. Your responsibility is to free yourself by getting rid of ignorance in your mind and helping others like I do. That is the purpose of your life as a human being. This is our purpose, ladies and gentlemen. This should be our purpose, to find the true meaning of our lives, to find the reality of our life, to find what actually happens to us. We all are suffering. We all feel this happy sadness, mental pressure because of the ignorance. Think about you have attachments. You like things because you have an idea that thing make you happy. That's the wrong idea. You love pizza. If I ask you, why do you love pizza? Why do you love spaghetti? You have no logical answer. What's your favorite color? Black. Why? Give me a logical answer for your favorite color. Then you will say, I love it because I like it. Then you are saying the same thing again. You love it because I like it. In Taoism it says, when people see things as beautiful, other things become ugly. When people see things as good, other things becomes bad. You're the one who separated this world into two pieces. One side good, the other side bad. It's our mind is separating this world into two parts. But in reality, pizza and spaghetti doesn't have any difference, because this is everybody, everything are just bodies, just aggregation of energy. There's no true difference between pizza and spaghetti. True difference. Uniqueness. There's no pizza's electrons and spaghetti's electrons. Think. I want you to think. No one tells these things. There's no pizza's electrons, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to think. This is the ignorance. We were blind to the reality. We are blind to the reality, ladies and gentlemen, because since we were born, we have no idea what actually happens around us. When we go deeper and deeper and deeper, this philosophy, ladies and gentlemen, it's so enjoy. The riding through this journey is very enjoyable. You will learn so deeper things. In the CERN lab, all the scientists spend billions and billions of dollars to find the truth about this world, isn't it? In the CERN lab, in the European, the Large Hadron Collider, I spent $0. We can see that. We can understand what is the logic behind the Genesis chapter in the Bible. Not using CERN lab. Now I'm also doing the same research, ladies and gentlemen, but without spending a single dollar. We are going to write this in a research paper in future. All the equations has to be changed. Einstein is wrong. Einstein is not wrong. Einstein is wrong. Like, he felt it, but he couldn't explain it because he didn't have a teacher who realized it. Science is not something wrong. Science is right, but the way that interpret is wrong. All the equations that uses time is wrong, because there's no time. Time is an illusion in the mind. In reality, there's no time. And there's no space. Space is what you feel. Time is what you feel. I'm telling coming souls, if you follow this, you will understand these things. Just to make you interest. But this is where I started. I was looking for my happiness, and then I found my happiness. Not from pieces, but by realizing. Realization can bring you happiness, ladies and gentlemen. Realization can make you feel better. Once you realized, you don't have to realize again. 1 + 1 is 2, isn't it? 1 + 1 is 2, isn't it? After you realize 1 + 1 is 2, do you have to realize it again? No. So if realization can make you happy, that happiness will last long, ladies and gentlemen, because you don't have to realize it again. If a chocolate can bring you happy, then you have to search for another chocolate. Then you will need tons of chocolate to make you happy. How many kilos of chocolate do you need to feel happiness? Do you have Aldi here? Aldi? Supermarket chain? In Australia we have Aldi, and they are labeled, all the products they have label 100% customer satisfaction guaranteed. You know what? They have a star mark there, condition applies. That's true. Because if customers are 100% guaranteed, satisfied, then they won't need again, they won't go to LD again. Because you're satisfied, then you're done, enough is enough, completed. You go to a restaurant, you feel satisfaction for that day. When you start eating the first bite, you feel relief, that fake happiness. Then when you leave the restaurant, you feel, oh, that's really good food. Then you go to that restaurant again. Now that chef has to cook another dish. Why? Now you are not satisfied what you had. You are not satisfied with what you had. You know what they do? Earlier, they were using same ingredients, decorated with a different pattern, and now they introduce the same plate with a different name, with different pattern. You say, it's a new food. No, ladies and gentlemen, it's the same thing, it's there. What different arrangement? I spent 35 years of my life studying chemistry, and once I realized when I go to my teacher and I realize that all the elements in the periodic tables have the same element. That's energy. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. All these elements are not elements, ladies and gentlemen. These are different arrangement of same energy. But no one feels it that way. Because mind perceives hydrogen as hydrogen. It's a unique thing. Because mind is under ignorance. Mind is attacked by this virus called ignorance. We are here to help you. It's a journey. It's not something that I can do within one day. It takes time. It's a slow process. It takes time. It will take some time, ladies and gentlemen, but you have to follow a teacher. You have to follow this path. I followed my teacher and I got it. Now I don't feel lust. Now no one can trick me for a girl. My mind is free because of that, because of the profound teachings. It's not because that I don't with robe and that I can't go with a girl. No, it's not because of my restrictions that I don't go with a girl. I don't feel, because I know what's behind the girl. It's a deception. I can see the reality. When I look at you, ladies and gentlemen, I can see the different shapes of the bodies, but I know behind your body, you are the same as me. Your you and my me are same. Your consciousness and my consciousness, there's no difference. Your consciousness and my consciousness is same. The way you feel is the same way I feel. The way you experience is the same way I experience. But there's only different arrangement of experience. That's why we feel that you are you and I am me. That's why I can love everyone without any condition. I don't feel you are different than me, because your body is consisted with electrons, protons, neutrons. My body is also consisted with electron, proton, neutron. There's no difference between your body and my body. True difference, uniqueness. There's no special something there's no something special within you. There's no something special within me. If everybody understands this, no country can fight each other. If everybody can understand this, that there's no country, then no one will fight each other. Do you think Californian, what is that? I saw gecko, not gecko. You know the Lena? Squirrel. The big squirrel in our backyard. Right? Do you think they know that they are in California? Do you think those animals know that they are in California? They are in USA? Do you think these cows know that they are producing USA milk? So what is the difference between British milk and Australian milk and USA milk? American milk. Ladies and gentlemen, we are deceived. We are living in a deep, deep jungle and thinking that we are so special than others. Cow doesn't know that he is producing American milk. The grass doesn't have American grass. If someone drinks out whole water in this ocean, then they will find that there's no land. There's no separated lands. We all live in the same earth. There's no true countries around this world, ladies and gentlemen. It's our mind has separated this world into pieces. And now we are trying to find peace from pieces. It's all our deception. It's our own deception. I don't know, I just say, this is what I feel. I don't feel a difference between you and me. That's why I love you all. If you truly want to understand this, we can show you. You can just sign up with our mailing list. We have different sessions, English programs, weekends, I think. Do we have an English one? Sundays. We have online programs. You can, because I'm coming from a monastery in Sri Lanka. I can show you a video. We both live there and we travel around the world spreading this message for everybody. If you come to Sri Lanka, you can live with us. There are so many people in that monastery. We have more than 800 people live in the monastery. It's a beautiful colony who practice this path. In our monastery, we study 26 languages in this world to spread this message with different languages. We are building the Noah's Ark, ladies and gentlemen, to save humanity. People fight each other. Countries are building all these weapons, nuclear weapons, They don't know that they are killing themselves. Everybody should fight against ignorance, not against their own brothers and sisters. We have to fight against ignorance, not against others. You feel others, you feel neighbor and you are different. As a result of that, you can't love your neighbor. That's the profoundness within that sentence, love thy neighbor. You can't love your neighbor because you feel you and neighbor are two different entities. You love you, right? Do you love yourself? Do you have to teach how to love yourself, or you know how to love yourself? No, you love yourself. Naturally, inherently, you love yourself. You can project that love that you have to yourself to neighbor. That's what he meant by love thy neighbor. These wordings are not very simple things, ladies and gentlemen. These have profoundness within themselves. Let's understand this. Let's fight against ignorance. Then you won't have any attachment. Then there's no suffering. If you want to get rid of ignorance, you can't get rid of ignorance by just listening to one talk. You have to associate noble friends. This is why we are here. We want to help you to get rid of the ignorance. You can get rid of your ignorance by associating us. Today, I touched your ignorance by digging to your mind and cleaning your mind. That's why I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. We can help each other. We can support each other. We can uplift each other by getting rid of ignorance in each other. Not by giving food, not by helping other things. You need requisites for your life. At the same time, you need to get rid of ignorance out of your life. This is the way to serve humanity. This is the way to help humanity. This is the way to support each other. This is the way to serve the world. Mahatma Gandhi have said, if you want to find yourself, you have to sacrifice yourself in the help of others. He is right. Not by giving food, but by getting rid of the ignorance. You can help each other to get rid of ignorance. That's the way to love love the world. That's the way to heal the world for a better place, for you and for me and the entire human race, as Michael Jackson said. That's the way to heal the world. You have to heal the world, not in the outside world, heal the world that resides in your mind by getting rid of ignorance. We can do this. This is the invitation for that. Thank you very much for listening. If you have questions, now you can ask.
For me, the deception is the belief that our biases are who we are. That is the virus as I see it. The viruses and our beliefs become our identity, which is based from everything we've learned and everything we've taken in, which may have nothing to do with who we truly are. It came to me, the question was the Buddha happy? And the answer is, I don't think so. I think to be happy, you have to experience sadness. Was the Buddha at peace or one with all that is, without separation? Yes. So I think happiness is something that we're always chasing, because it's something that, I mean, with each breath, we feel our needs are being taken care of. We're happy, and then we exhale, and then that fear and that void is back again, and we have to inhale again. And life is filled with chasing those needs, getting them met, and then having new needs over and over and over again. So I don't think that chasing happiness is actually being happy. It's the process itself.
Yes.
And
Because of that, you're always searching for happiness. You won't find the happiness.
I think peace is the detachment, in at least the way I view it. And the other thing is, you talked about the Monopoly game, that, you know, we go through life, we have all these experiences, and then, you know, game over. There was a story I heard about this very pious man. He didn't drink, Christian type. He didn't drink, he didn't smoke, he didn't run around, he went to church all the time, you know. And then when he died, he expected the pearly gates to let him right in. And that wasn't the case. And he said, "What are you talking about? I lived a perfect life, you know, a chaste life. I did nothing wrong. I didn't break any of the commandments." And God said to him, "That is why we're testing you right now. We gave you all these experiences for you to enjoy, and you denied me all of watching you have those experiences." I think we're here to experience, not to be pure. And that at the end of the game, I say we're not here to honor God, we're here to entertain God as God experiences its own creation. But to deny that creation is to deny God's creativity.
Shall I tell you something? When we go deeper and deeper, we understand what you explain. You are not you, you are just an experience. Your life is not something, an entity, it's a series of experiences. You said, what you said is correct, sir. Right now, you are experiencing. It's not you, you are experiencing. That experiencing process is you. There's no difference between you and the experience. That's why I said in the beginning, you're looking at me. No, you're experiencing. That experience is you. Right now, there's a mental picture that draws within your mind. That's my picture. Right now, you are looking at that. You are not looking at the outside. You are not looking at the outside. You are looking at the mental picture that generates within your mind. If you close this eye and wiggle this eyeball, you will understand that whole world is shaking. So that means you are not looking at outside. You are experiencing the mental picture.
Can I add to? There's also Maria Sima. She basically can communicate with souls in purgatory. And it was about a sinful woman that repents, adulterous woman, repents, goes to heaven, and a judgmental priest goes to hell. So, yeah. It's kind of like what he said.
So we have this WhatsApp group or something that you can join. You can sign up. So we will put you to that WhatsApp group. Our monastery is doing so many programs for you, online platform, YouTube talks. You can listen to them. And you don't have to become a Buddhist. There are so many people who follow this. I'm not talking about Buddhism. Even though I'm wearing a robe, you can call me like a scientist in a robe. Still, I'm doing a science. We had discussed these things in Oxford University, Cambridge University, and they studied Buddhism. And you know, one occasion, one of their supervisor, the chief of that faculty of divinity, she told me, "You know what? I've done a PhD thesis about Buddhism, and today's talk completely changed my perspective about the Buddhism. It's not Buddhism, it's the reality. Because when you study this, it's not something to study, it's just to realize. Since we were born, we have been studying things. We have been accumulating knowledge, like accumulating money. It's not something to like that. That's why I'm telling you. Let's reflect this. Let's understand this. You can win this game. You can win your life. You came here to win, not to lose. But the secret is this. The victory is the acceptance of defeat. It's not you, ladies and gentlemen. This is the nature. You are not separated from nature. You are the nature. You are not part of the nature. You are the nature. When you realize nature, you will be happy. You will realize that you are nature. Not nature is there, you are separated. Then you will be happy. That's the way to find inner peace. Right? Thank you very much for coming.